nakwambia, we promise and we deliver, and we don't joke when it comes to the quality of guests we bring in studio. This one is more of not even an interview. This is more of a masterclass. Getting to understand how best we can navigate with our personal brands. Na ukiwa pale nje umekuwa ukijita, mimi ni brand. What does it even mean?
Mimi ni content creator.
What does it
videos,
even mean?
TikTok.
Yes, so those are the nitty-gritties and the detail of that are going to be given to us by an amazing lady, Claudia.
Yes.
The honor of introducing her.
Let me tell you, I've known this lady for over 4 years. She's done exceptionally well for herself. The growth within the industry. She's a journalist by profession. She's a journalist by profession. She's a talent manager.
Oh, yes.
Right? She has her own agency, and now she has an ebook just for creators and content creators. This is someone who you'd love to speak to. You want the wisdom to be shared. I'm talking about the one and only Miss Kithinji.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. She is in the building and she looks amazing.
She's not aging.
Unaka poor. What's an story of age?
You know?
You're evergreen. If you're putting your mind in the right things, you're evergreen.
Oh, thank you.
Kwanza unaka tu pesa.
Oh, asante. Hey, I affirm and I receive that.
I love the black and gold going on in studio right now.
Okay.
The hair too. But you know, we've done this intro and said a lot about you, but how do you do that for yourself?
How do I describe?
Say we are at an airport. We're having coffee, or I see you and I'm like, hi, how are you? How would you introduce yourself?
This is one of the hardest questions every single time.
Why?
However, because I do a lot of things. But what thing is, they all marry each other. So one thing I would say, I am a media personality. Number two, I am a brand and talent consultant. And then I am an MC moderator. And then the newest title, an author, which I have written the Influencer Starter Kit.
Wacha nipige makofi kwa sababu
Yes.
not so many people have taken a bold step of collecting their thoughts and making sure that they get to explain to people the journey. So makofi kwako.
Asante sana. Thank you. Naeza endelea na
Yes,
introduction.
please continue.
And then I am the founder of an initiative called Radiant Futures that aims at empowering teenagers to gain confidence and discover their purpose. So I am a purposeful living advocate. Yes.
That's a good place to start.
Let me tell you something. She wears many hats. How do you just balance it all? How do you make sure your mind is not all over the place? How do you make sure you have tunnel vision?
The reason I'm able to balance is because these things marry each other. They are all in the media space. So I'm able to use a network for my brand consultancy, to use it on the media personality aspect, for media buying, you know. So all these things that I do marry each other. Yeah.
Betty, let's talk about your background. And I say journalist by profession because ameisomea. Akona papers. Wewe usicheze na Betty. So as a journalist, there's this information you get, and just starting out as a journalist as well. I know you're also in the event space. We'll talk about that. But starting out as a journalist, how has that background helped influence the way you handle things in the industry?
Well, as a journalist, we were taught in school that you are a people's watchdog. So your work is to look out for the people. Your eyes should always be open. Your eyes should always be open. You should always be keen with everything that goes on around you. So as whatever I learned in school is what I'm able to put into the work right now. Mind you, I studied print journalism.
Oh,
But I
crazy.
always wanted broadcast. But look at God now. I have a book. I've put the knowledge on the book right now. Yes.
I've not interacted with so many print journalists.
So in another life, you'd be writing for the paper.
Yes, I would be.
But it means that you also have a knack for proper literature. It means you love literature and reading, and because you can't write if you do not read.
Yes.
But I'd like to know, how did you get to this journey? Because for some people it's pure accident. They woke up in the morning, shared a video, and they became a success. For you, it looks like a journey that you've been tracking for a good number of years.
Yeah.
But where did it all start?
this journey started when I was very young. I have been very passionate about communication since I was in primary school. I was very good in languages. These things used to come with so much ease. Ai nilikuwa nashindwa, unashindwaje kukumbuka hapo literature sijui river between. You know, nilikuwa nashindwa, what do you mean? But sasa hesabu na chemistry kidogo, you know.
High five.
High
No,
five.
we all fall in that category.
Yes. However, so the communication aspect started very young, and I always wanted to be in front of the camera. The likes of Julie Gishuru were people I used to look up to. Oprah Winfrey was my role model, still is for a very long time. So this is something I always wanted to do. It didn't come easy because, you know, journalism, wanting to be in front of the camera. How many people are really in front of the camera? How many news anchors, to be precise, have you known since you were young? Very few.
Very few.
So I had quite a backlash. You know, people were feeling like, what makes you think that you as a girl who's from Meru, growing up in Meru?
Hey, big shout out to a 93.9.
You know?
Actually, they are our huge majority is actually
yes.
they were Meru.
Oh, shout out to my hometown people. Now, a girl from Meru, and you want to be on top. So you want someone to give you a job to anchor. Who is going to do that? So it sort of got into my head, but I still went ahead and decided, you know what? I'm still going to do journalism. So I found myself in Kenya Institute of Mass Communication, one of the best schools that we have around.
Hawajatulipa.
Wewe wacha niwaambie.
Oh, so hao ni gava, hawataki mambo mingi. Usijali.
Huyu ni mtu wa Daystar anaongea. That's why.
No maana.
No, it's okay.
Usijali.
I'm not throwing shade. Actually, most of the people that I look up to in the business are from Mass. So even our boss, even our head of our broadcast was in Mass. So
they all started from there.
Yeah.
We have so many alumni from Kenya Mass. So I was very, very lucky because they only picked 2 people per county every year, once a year. So I was very lucky to be in that institution. As much as I applied for broadcast and they took me for print journalism, I was still very grateful.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing that. I was done after 3 years. However, the voices that spoke to me before I joined journalism came back.
I love that.
This is a business at the end of the day, and very few people understand that. But Betty, we want you to help us understand this influencer business, how to handle it. Aseli anasema hajui kutengeneza rate card. Where can he start?
So for someone out there who's probably just thinking to start, I want to first of all encourage them, because one of the things that people don't know is you can start with whatever you have. People are probably looking for cameras, but actually 92% of African creators, they all started with a phone.
Okay.
And then micro-influencers, because one of the things that influencers worry about is also followers. So they're like, oh my God, guys, follow me. But you see, you need organic followers. And organic followers comes from your work. When we see what you do and I resonate with it, I will follow you automatically. But when you just get followed, there are people who are going to be not consuming your work. So it's always advisable to gain organic followers. And then how do you build that brand? How do you realize what is it that you want to do? That's where my now advocating of purpose actually comes in on this book. I like to tell people, do what you love. Because that's the only way to realize what actually works for you. Especially when you're younger. Let me use Naisabwa, Claudia, as an example. I've worked with her as a talent for a minute now. And she's always wanting to do things. Sai ametulia because amefanya vitu mingi na ameona anataka nini. Kabla ya hiyo, Naisabwa would wake up today and tell you, now I have this idea, I want to execute. It's a brilliant idea. And let me tell you, whether you say yes or no, she's going to execute.
She's going to do it.
And that's the spirit.
I think that's actually the gift of being young.
Yes.
You can be forgiven for making mistakes.
It is.
But when you get to an age bracket where now you're expected to be an expert or mid-level professional, then it becomes a problem. So you'll not be forgiven by anyone for messing up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the good thing is you learned.
No, just please, sorry for interrupting.
The good thing is now when you do multiple things, you're able to know what is working for you and what is attracting you to your audience. Yeah. So you will ask yourself, who are you? What is it that you stand for? Who is your audience? Who is it that you want to target? Are you a chef? You know, you're probably looking to target people who have recipes. So what do you stand for? What's your voice? You know, when I hear you, I know this is you.
Yes.
When you hear Maina Kageni, you know this is Maina. When you hear Brian Aseli, this is Brian.
Hapo
So
majina
what's your voice?
umeanza kutaja the right names.
Yes.
When you hear
Yeah. Yes.
it's great. I want to know, Betty, first of all, I think watu wanakuwa kuna watu ambao hawakujui na sitaki wakubebe ndogo. You've handled great talents in this country. Tafadhali tupe majina. 1.
Mamito Eunice.
Yes.
Edi Butita. Mulamwa. Claudia Naisabwa.
There we go.
Mine K.
Yes.
I have handled so many. Mamshamba the veteran. And then just on consultancy basis, I have worked with so many of them.
Tafadhali makofi yake Aseli. We need to give
Nina
her
kwambia.
flowers while
And
she's still
she's
here.
out here being humble, but the one thing is that she is very accomplished. Hiyo inabamba sana. Wacha tumpigie makofi tukifikiria kitu tutamuuliza next.
Exactly. So hearing all those people, those are great names who've done great things for themselves. And she's been at the forefront of making sure their brand is well packaged. How do you package a brand, Betty?
Now, packaging a brand is basically realizing your niche. Because once you realize your niche, you're able to create content in that direction as compared to you touching this, touching that, touching this. So once you realize your niche, you're able to. Second, you now start creating content on a consistent basis, because if you post for us on a one-time basis, we sort of forget about you. But when you're consistent on our faces on a day-to-day basis, then we get to know you. And also, don't struggle much. I advocate for authenticity. When you look at Diana B, for example, you want to be like her, but you don't have a family like her. You probably don't have the financial muscle like her. You might struggle. So how about you show us what you got? Be authentic. Then once you're authentic, you create content, you get followers organically, and that's where now even clients start approaching you, or you start approaching them, because sometimes we wait for them to come, but there are others that are looking for them. So you have to show interest.
Of course.
Therefore, that's why now your question of creating a rate card comes in. I personally, if I look at your page, I am able to tell you this is what you can charge, because one, of your reach and your engagement. It's not even about your followers. How many people are you going to reach through your audience? How is it looking like? What's your track record on the reach and engagement? And that's why you find clients nowadays are going for micro influencers. The budget for micro influencers has increased. Yes, and that's why I would like to encourage anyone who doesn't have followers, they have a space in this industry.
Wait, busy ladies, hatuna time ya jikoni.
Jameni, kama unaweza ajiri chef, lakini wacha tuangalie recipe.
Sitaongea.
Usiongee tafadhali. Yeah, but let's see. Something that is easy to make, that I make once in a while. Scrambled eggs and some ugali. So let's take the recipe for scrambled eggs. Tuchukue kitunguu pale, onions, and then there's tomatoes, red pepper, alafu kuna mafuta pale. So we put the oil, we put on the pan.
Yes.
Non-stick sana ukiweza, so that we get the right taste of the food. And then put the oil, it boils, put the onions, kidogo, put the tomatoes, let them simmer vizuri, let them, zitokane kabisa, ibaki sasa ni paste. And I love organic things, so let's use the real tomatoes. And then once we're done, and then let's scramble the eggs. Let's koroga them. We can put some black pepper inside there. And I have some secret ingredient that I normally put. Yo mtaniona back door. And then once we're done, we put into the nyanya, we koroga, we funika kidogo, and then we serve with hot ugali.
Nimefurahia. And I know in the same way you can tell me,
yes.
As soon as you click someone's link, say it leads you to Instagram or maybe to their page, what are the top 3 things that you check to know if it's a serious brand?
One, as a brand consultant, I probably look at it differently. I look at your bio. What exactly do you do? Is your niche very well articulated? Am I able to know what you do in a nutshell? You're a travel influencer. but lifestyle influencer. Lifestyle is not a niche. It is not. It's something else. Is it travel? Is it cleaning? It has to narrow down, you know? So lifestyle is wide. So you need to narrow down to what exactly you're doing. So I look at your bio. I look at the visual appeal of your page.
Okay.
Is it looking like someone who is a little confused? Do they look like they know what they do? If you're saying you're a lifestyle sort of creator, is it showing? Is it depicting lifestyle?
So don't speak about it.
Exactly. Are you a chef? If it's a chef, why do we have cover pictures of you as the cover photo? We need to have the foods that you're making. You know?
Okay.
So probably those are the two things I would first look at.
I love that you say that. Now, in your book, tell us about it kwanza kidogo. Watu wajue hiyo kitabu ni gani? Inaitwa aje? Ndio wasiende wa confused na author mwingine. Because and what inspired you?
Na ni Kithinji with a K.
Yeah, it's Kithinji with a K.
Yes. What inspired you to write this book? Was it were you trying to give a solution towards something? Were you just inspired by virtue of interacting with so many brands? What really inspired it?
I think it's both. I had so many inquiries on my DM, especially after I won an award-winning talent manager.
Yes, sir.
We forgot that, but yeah, especially after I won that award, I began to get so many inquiries. And, you know, people wanted to know, how do I go about this? Some are actually renowned influencers, but there are things that they are just not understanding. So I would get so many questions, but I felt like I am not able to help you on a one-time engagement, But then again, I also want to charge you for that consultancy, 1 hour, 2 hours. So what do I do to make sure the micro-influencers are getting the knowledge? I decided to put all the knowledge in one book.
How long has this been, sorry for interrupting, how long has this book been in the works?
It's been in the work, like officially 3 months.
Wow.
But a friend of mine, who is actually celebrating her birthday today, Ntatupa Salamu Badai. She told me that I told her I'm working on an ebook in December.
Last year.
So, but I would like to say 3 months.
No. One thing I think you need to understand is when you speak into a dream, it starts working itself out.
Very
so, for example, ukisema, like, how many times did I tell you I'm writing a play?
Yes.
And maybe I've not even written the play yet. But it's everything now starts conspiring to make sure that it's working for your good. And that's the best part about it.
The tongue.
Yes.
Power of the tongue.
Yes. So everything aligned over time. And I can say 3 months max. Now, the question on what is
hujatuambia hata title. What's the title of the
book? It's called the Influencer Starter Kit.
This
is the kit if you want to become an influencer, or generally if you want to maneuver digitally, even social media managers. I tell them, if you're a social media manager and you have not studied this book, you're doing it wrong, because this is up to date as per the algorithm of every platform. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. As per the algorithm, I have dived deep into every platform.
So you've also done your research on this.
I have.
There is experience. So it's a cocktail of a couple of things. One, there is experience. There is, of course, the interactions you've had with people, the social gatherings that you've been in, the circles, the networking that you've done, and also what you have said. Research, which is very important. Just getting into this, tell me about the first few chapters of the book, and just give me insight on what an influencer or an upcoming content creator should expect.
Should expect on the book?
Yes.
So this is an actionable guide. This is not just a book. This is a book that gives you guideline on what to do if you want to start today. So it's very actionable. I'm not just telling you do this, do that. No, I even have a calendar inside there, for like a 30-day calendar for you to work on once you're done reading the book. So I have a physical, not just theory, but we have a practical as well.
Wow.
So it's actionable. When you get to read this book, I have used a layman's language. I want everyone to understand what you're doing and what you want to do.
Awonge kama professor.
Unaongea
kama common mwananchi.
Yes, juu sijajiandikia, nimeandikia watu wenye hawajui. So inside this book, you're able to know how to build your brand as a creator. You're also able to master all the platforms that we have, so that you can choose. I always advise, if you're starting, like, very, very clearly, pick 2. Makosa ingine watu wanafanyanga ni kuzunguka zote, unataka ile. Sometimes it might not work, you know. So I always advise people, pick 2. TikTok is a good place. Well, monetize your influence. Now, once you've mastered the platforms, you're able to monetize the influence that you're giving. And then I also have tools and templates that you might need. There are people who don't even know how to edit. They don't even know if there is InShot. How can they use InShot? Exactly.
Truly.
Yeah, so I've put in the tools and templates that you can use inside there. And then we have case studies. I have put the likes of Njugush, Morugi Muni, Abel Mutua in terms of building a community.
Wow.
So I have done a 360 of different people.
And it's people we know, people we can relate to.
Exactly. And then there's someone like Odemaya who is representing the Africa base, you know, and he's doing lifestyle, but his sort of travel content is quite defined. So Odemaya is one of my case studies. Elsa Majimbo is one of my case studies.
That's a global icon in terms of social media.
Exactly. And it's from her doing something very authentic that she was able to be recognized by other people, especially South Africans, like she said. And that is what got her to be in there, being authentic.
What is your takeout generally on how we navigate this social space? When it comes to safety is also very important.
Yes.
I'd like to definitely know, Ini, you answering my personal question on how parents who are influencers involve their kids in influencing and forgetting that the internet is not such a safe space for kids.
Yes.
So what's your take on that?
Well, I like to say, first of all, to each their own. Because
That's a safe way
at
to
the
start.
end of the day, at the end of the day, maybe these kids are making them money and they don't have any other source of living. But at the same time, it's also important because I've also spoken, like a journalist, I've spoken to people who don't put out their kids out there. And they like to say these children are going to grow up and they will decide if they want to be in that space.
It's going to be their
or
decision.
not. So it's also important to give a child, you know, time to consent to that. But at the same time, Meta as well has guidelines that they have set for kids to make sure they consume social media in the right way. So, but at the same time, as a parent, that's your responsibility to make sure your kids are consuming
safe, and they're safe.
And exactly, and they are safe because the internet is not a good place. Yes, there are people who are preying on kids, like prey, not the predator.
Claudia has a perfect example from yesterday. She was celebrating someone that she loves.
Yes, and then I saw a very ugly comment. I had to just block that person, and I'm like, this is very disgusting, and it's sad that that's happening in our society.
They're actually preying on a very young 13-year-old, and it's quite sad. So as you're saying, it's not a safe space for kids. But with the rules, I think we can definitely move even better.
But then also there's something, Betty. In this age and time where we're moving more, we're getting exposed to so much in the digital market. It's a new space for us. From post-COVID, actually during COVID, that was the time there was this upsurge in just the internet and all these social media platforms.
Yes.
Now from there, it's been on the rise, on the rise, on the rise. In the next 5 years, where do you think this industry is going to be?
Like I first started saying, this is a multi-billion lucrative business. It's an industry that is on the rise every single day. And Africans are actually growing at a very fast rate. And also you started seeing investors even investing in the African creative industry.
We even have influencer marketing right now.
Exactly. We can see even, you know, clients are spending more. The budget has gone up by like 25% for micro influencers. So it's a growing industry and it's never too late to start. Today is the best day to start.
I want you to tell us, you've dropped so many gems. But one thing I can tell you is tell us where we can support you, buy that book online, and just get all that you've said today.
Yeah. So for you to get the Influencer Starter Kit by Miss Kithinji, you go to hustlesasa.shop and you get that Influencer Starter Kit. I don't think there's another one there. It's obviously just mine. So hustlesasa.shop and you get the Influencer Starter Kit. Just that. The procedure is very easy. It's just going to ask you for your name, your email. That's it. And you have the book.
And now also social media platforms. You're big on the socials. There's so much you also do for us there as a journalist. We want to engage with your content. Where can we follow you?
Now you can follow me across my social media platforms at Miss Kithinji, Miss MISS, Kithinji with a K, not a G. Kithinji, Miss Kithinji, across all social media platforms. So if Facebook is yours, TikTok, I am there. LinkedIn is yours. Please follow me there.
As you finish, what's your message to the people who've supported you from when you started till now?
My message to the people that have supported me since I started is thank you so much. May God bless you. May God accord you the same support that you have accorded me throughout the years, because I might not be able to come through for each and every person in my capacity right now, but I pray that you get the same support that you've accorded me.
That has been Miss Kithinji.